Okay, the basic obligations of public service. Okay, this is the law. Public service carries fundamental obligations centered on integrity, impartiality, and responsible stewardship of public resources. Check the public trust for public resources. These obligations require employees to prioritize the public trust above private gain, avoid conflicts of interest, and act with honesty and fairness in all dealings. Core principles: public trust, public service is a public trust, demanding that employees prioritizes the Constitution, laws, and ethical principles over personal benefit. Conflicts of interest: employees must avoid financial interests that could compromise their ability to perform their duties impartially. Partiality: public service should not show favoritism to any individual organization, ensuring fair and unbiased treatment. Honest and integrity: employees are expected to be truthful and ethical in their actions, avoiding deception or misrepresentation. Responsible stewardship: public resources, including time, money, and information, must be used responsibly and for the public good. No private gain. Public offices should not be used for personal, financial, or other private gain. Adhere to law and regulations. Public servants must comply with all applicable laws, regulations, and ethical standards. Outside activities: employees should avoid outside employment or activities that could conflict with their official duties. Financial disclosure: depending on their role, public servants may be required to disclose their financial interests. Equal opportunity: public servants must ensure equal opportunities for all citizens, regardless of race, religion, sex, or other protected characteristics. Accountability: public servants are accountable for their actions and decisions and must be prepared for them. Okay, there's a lot of other things you can look. You can find this. It's in a lot of different government websites. Basic obligations of public service, U.S. Department of Interior, over here. Okay, the law is on it. Okay. And my original one, I went down here and used the Department of Justice. Okay, the 14 Principles of Ethical Conduct. Okay, remember, violating, you can file a complaint, just put basic obligations of public service complaint form. It's also on ethical, so you can file an ethics violation. That's also violating the oath. And all of them carry penalties, fines, removal from public service, and incarceration. Okay, and just, oh, sorry, wrong one. This one here, I forgot to mention, and the other ones, considering the fact that the corporacy, uh, operating under a corporacy is, violating the Constitution. The Constitution was clearly written to serve and protect the needs of many, not the greed of the few, and that's how the corporate's operating. And violating the basic obligations of public service. Those are ethic violations, violating the oath. You can file complaints on all of that, and they all carry penalties of fines, removal from public service, incarceration, and in the case of death, a death penalty. Okay. High treason is most serious form of treason, significantly defined as betraying one's own nation or sovereign, often by leveling war. Often, it says often, not always. Often by leveling war against them or aiding their enemies. In the U.S., it's defined as levying war against the United U.S. or adhering or to giving aid and comfort to its enemies. Punishment can include death, imprisonment, and loss of certain rights. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Key aspects of high treason: betrayal of one nation. This involves actions that undermine the security and stability of the country, often during times of war or often, not always, during times of war of conflict, levying war against the state. This means engaging in armed conflict against one's own government, adhering to or giving aid and comfort to the enemies. This includes supporting or assisting the nation's adversaries, providing them with resources and information. Examples of high treason in the U.S. Joining the enemy's army during wartime, providing with intelligence or activity working to overthrow the government. Historically, in England, include acts like murdering the king or queen or aiding foreign powers. Punishment for high treason. Historically, penalties could be severe, including death, often by hanging, drawing, and quartering, or all three. Modern times, while still a capital crime in some places, it can also result in life imprisonment or long sentences, along with the loss of certain rights. Distinction of petty treason. Petty treason in historical legal systems, this acts involve betrayal against a person of higher social standing, such as a master or a husband. High treason is a crime against the state itself rather than against an individual. In essence, high treason is a feared form of betrayal that poses direct threats to the security and the stability of a nation or its ruler. Right now, with the corpusy in full swing, that's putting the nation at threat. It's a direct threat to the nation. Wall Street is not a U.S. entity. It does operate on the public trust, but has no loyalties to the U.S. Entities from around the world operate there. And as we went through the basic obligations of public service, you go into detail, you'll find that what is assumed to be legal bribery amongst politicians isn't. If you want dark money out of politics, refer to the basic obligations of public service. Violating basic obligations of public service is breaking the law, so you can file a complaint on that. Violating the oath, because the oath requires them to abide by the basic obligations of public service. That's a requirement of the oath, as well as the Constitution. And you can file a complaint on that. That's also unethical, so you can file ethics violations as well. And it's putting my people, your people, our people, we the people in harm's way. So I'm just going over the law with you. Okay. I've been ignored so long, and the only one I can turn to is you. I've been to so many different people. The FBI, DOJ, Attorney General's office, written to everybody, and filed complaints, federal court, writ habeas corpus, totally ignored. And I sent stuff, return receipt mail, and didn't get my receipts. Made me feel like, all my public servants were working against me, depriving me of my constitutional right to due process, fair trial, effective assistance, trial, quick and speedy trial, my freedom of speech. Wasn't allowed to bring it up. It's quite easy to prove a conspiracy against rights under the color of law. You just got to know which laws to pick and choose to use. And that's what I'm teaching you. Okay. So if you combine this video with a couple other videos, they actually piece together. And I'm just making them short because I've learned that people rather the short ones than any extensive ones. So you can combine these together with other videos that I've done. Okay, I've been combining some of the other ones I did together, making shorts. All right, nothing but peace and love in your future. May your Creator always rain blessings. I wish you nothing but a long life and good health. Have a good day, my friends.